Hi, I'm Lola Forrester. Welcome to Jab Jabber. Today I'm speaking with Professor Lisa Jackson-Pulver. Lisa, welcome. Can you just let us know a little bit of background about yourself?
I identify as a Wiradjuriwoman. I've got family connections from Wagga Wagga all the way through to South Australia on my dad's side, and on my mum's side I've got connections up to the far north coast of New South Wales. And on my grandfather's, both sides, there is a Scotsman and a Welshman, so belong to the world, I think. I work at the University of Sydney as a Deputy Vice-Chancellor. Part of my work is absolutely about supporting Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students to come to our university and to do degrees and to do programs of learning that makes their hearts sing.
So has the pandemic affected the ability of the university to engage with First Nations students, either current or prospective?
The personal interactions have been very hard for everybody. This year we opened up our brand new student centre, a dedicated Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander student centre. It's called the Gadigal Centre, surprise, surprise. And we opened and then, of course, we went into lockdown.
We know isolation and remote learning has put a massive amount of extra strain on our young people. What tips do you have for maintaining good mental, physical and community health?
One of the best things that I ask people to do is to reach out to others and seek help when you need it early in the piece. When you're feeling like you need help, get on the phone then. Don't wait until everything's just piled on and it's become really hard. The second thing is to try and change your environment as much as you possibly can. And I know that can be pretty hard, but that can involve going for a walk around the block. That can involve taking your phone down to a park. Do things like connect with community.
Well, you did your master's degree in strategic studies in 2015, and you wrote specifically about Australia's pandemic preparation. How closely has the COVID-19 pandemic mirrored what you theorised would happen?
For people who don't know, I'm a public health epidemiologist and I cut my teeth on outbreak investigations in the 90s. Pandemics like this are a part of life. We usually expect one of these per century. The SARS virus that causes the COVID, the disease that we call today COVID, it's been around for a long time. So it's nothing new. But what the difficulty is with this beastie is that it's able to mutate. And that's why in the early outbreak last year, we didn't believe you could get it from the air. And that's why, of course, it became airborne. And that's when it just flew through the populations really quick. What I am advising is that people go and get the jab. And so when you sort of put it in a community context of looking after the young ones, looking after the old ones and looking after each other as an act of love, the vaccine is a very little price to pay. The vaccine prevents, we know, serious illness. The vaccine cuts down on transmission, and they're desperately working hard to get a vaccine for younger kids now. Anyone over the age of 12 can go and get a vaccine. And on my campus at the university, it'll be open on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. And all you have to do is roll up, age 12 and over. Come. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people welcome. Everyone's welcome. International students welcome. People with or without a Medicare card welcome.
If you get the virus, do we know the long-term effects?
Yeah, there's a few things there. Firstly, if you've had COVID, you don't get protection forever from another bout of COVID. The second thing is that there is a growing body of information about long COVID. It sounds like it's a very severe chronic fatigue. You know, you've got these otherwise very young, fit, healthy young people, a number of case studies in Australia. They got struck by COVID and there's one young lass who can't even lift her arm off the bed, and this is some months after being infected.
Well, as an epidemiologist, do you believe high vaccination coverage is the way through for our current situation?
Look, it's one part, a big part of what needs to happen, so definitely get the jab. The second thing that's really important is wearing masks. The third thing that's really super important is to make sure that you're in areas that are well ventilated. Throw the windows open if you can. If you're in a house with many, many people, making sure that those areas are well ventilated. And then finally, keeping physical distance when you are in large gatherings.
What are your hopes for the tertiary education sector for 2022?
The ideal will be that students will come to class and they'll be able to swim through their degrees and be able to come to the Gadigal Centre and just do all those things that we usually do. I'm also hoping that the cohort of students who have been through this doing high school, year 11 and year 12, what I want to share with them is that there's lots and lots of ways of getting into university.
Thank you very much, and I salute you.
Lola Forrester, I salute you too.
That was Jab Jabber, an interview series produced with support from the New South Wales Government.